grade, my only 2 years of high school, I had a fake cassette record label called Paxam. It was Pax Americana, and basically it was the closest I could get to coming up with my own version of a Static Peace, Thurston Moore's label. And because this little town I lived in North Carolina, getting like the Mirror Dash 7-inch was like unbelievable for me to have something that rare and cool, and also just someone making this kind of noise or this sort of outsider art kind of stuff. It just really appealed to me. And what's weird is all these years later, I'm 40, and I could drive down Sunset Boulevard on the way back to my house, and I see the same logo, although the lines are a little straighter, in like neon in this building near Sunset Sound, where we have a studio. And the whole point of ever having it was I just believe in unfussy and compulsive art. I just think it's the best thing you can do. It's the least destructive thing a person can do, is to draw a terrible drawing, or to make a song that maybe it should have had a bridge, but who cares? You wrote another song right after. Or just making stuff to make it. And what's really cool is along the way of me doing all this stuff myself and having these different projects, very much like when I had the cassette label, and I'd pass out these cassettes, this compilation of Paxam artists. When I was 14 and 15 years old, the joke was I had a 4-track, so I was all the bands. It was just me playing drums first, and some of it sounded like The Cure if they were very sick and on Robitussin. And the next thing sounded like Metallica if maybe they had just recently just come off of mushrooms, and just everything was terrible, but it was well-meaning. And so at some point, because the studio that I built out there and the label that I eventually made for myself with my manager John and Michael Meisel and everybody that's around me, my business managers, and just everybody that participates in my life, there sort of happened where I would find these people in my life who had these beautiful songs, and like they were doing this stuff for themselves, like they weren't thinking about even putting them out. And Daniel was the first person that I really heard one of the songs, and I remember thinking, this is the kind of thing that you hear, that like once in a lifetime, that like he made it in his house, but it transcends all that stuff. It's so deep, it's just so beautiful, and it had nothing to do with making money. It had nothing to do with trying to be something that he isn't, or and I love that. I just love that, and I think especially in today's world, it's kind of a world where it's very clear that you can't carve your way through people's hearts with a dollar sign in your mind. You can't write a song thinking this song is going to take me across the world. And I was lucky enough that both Daniel and Mike, and eventually through my friend Marshall, I met Phoebe. They had these songs that they were so beautiful, they were so important to me, and they informed everything that I've done since I heard them. And I felt compelled to try to make these 7 inches with them, and just to do it to make something beautiful, and for them and for the songs themselves. And that's really that's what I was trying to do when I was in high school, and that's why I never went to 10th grade. And that's why I have as many Michael Moorcock books as I do books on time travel, which is probably impossible, yet to be determined. That's why my songs have about 58% useless information, and then the other part is me complaining about something. So we're really just want to thank the people at Grimey's and all of you folks for coming out and participating in this thing we're doing. It's just about the tunes. It's just about the craft of writing songs, and everybody that I know that's in my crew and my posse, like, we do it without any ego. I mean, it's just, I think this is the kind of thing that people like us have to do anyway, or you go crazy. Crazier. So with that, you know, we've got Daniel and Phoebe and Mike today are going to play some of the songs off of their records, and I really appreciate it. Obviously, this is a pared down setup, but let's let the jams run free. And thanks so much, everybody.